Hello and welcome to the Comboless Podcast, episode 14. We got past the unlucky number of 13 and we're now on 14. Absolutely incredible that 13 plus 1 is 14. My name is Chris.
And I'm Luke.
And welcome to this week's podcast. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm okay, not too bad. I just want to give you a sort of a pat on the back for your quick math there.
Thank you.
13 plus 1, 14.
This is the second time I've proven how good I am at maths in this podcast. You should really give me an award or something, I think.
The Dunce Award, if anything.
Yeah, probably.
Get you one of those cones and just say, I know math.
Exactly, yeah. Have you played any podcast this week? Oh my god. Have you played any Tekken this week?
I have.
You have?
Practicing, yeah.
Been practicing? Who did you get on your random this week?
Raven.
Got Raven. How you feeling about Raven?
Customizable? Customize-wise or like fighting?
Customize-wise should not be on the top of your list about the character, but sure. How did you customize him?
He's my favourite one. I've obviously makes him look like Barrett from Final Fantasy VII.
It's a damn impressive.
It's really good. The only downside is, so it looks like he's got the gun arm.
Yeah. The
only downside is his like ending cinematic is him doing like ninja hand signs.
Oh,
and his hand appears from the metal bit, and you just like
you can just see the hand poking through
Barrett's
the rings
been
that you
lying all
got.
this time. So I was pretty proud of that customization. Had a couple compliments on it. People saying that they like it, so
yeah,
it's gone well. The weird thing is I didn't need to change the sunglasses he had on because they already pretty much matched the ones that Barrett wears, I felt like, so just left them on.
Nice. And how did you feel about him fighting?
He doesn't have a gun, that's the problem.
It's a mini gun attached to the arm.
He's one of those characters that can be good, but he's so vulnerable all the time, it feels like. Because you do a move and he's like turns the back. And you've got combos that start from there and you're just like, that is such a risky style of play.
Yeah.
Xiao Yu was another one who done that. Sort of turned it back on it, like you can't guard them.
Yeah.
So if they get a single punch on you, as I found out, you're often stuck in that pose until you fall over.
Did you manage to learn how to get like quickly turn your back again, or is it literally just like double tap back to get out of it? Or
it's not double tap back, it's X and circle?
X and circle?
Yeah, what's that? 3 and 4.
Oh yeah. Well, you literally you have to press an attack to get out of it.
Yeah, it's like a stance. It's a like you've got.
You can't cancel the stance though, because Zafina had her stances, but you could press down back to get out of them.
So,
or was it up back? There's one of them. I can't remember now.
Yeah, we'll find out eventually, won't we? So the way I got out of it personally, and to answer your question, I don't know, but the way I got out of it was just to throw a punch, like a neutral game punch.
Yeah. Because
he would turn around then, you'd be like, right, I've reset myself, ready to go back into that combo phase.
I see. So if I see with your back facing me, if I power crush you, you're fucked.
There's a punch coming, yeah. It's such a...
hard to get used to.
I just don't see the use in it almost sometimes.
No?
It's caused me to lose matches on occasion.
Because you're facing the wrong way, or turning around when you're not expecting to turn around.
Yeah, so
you got to be very precise with your inputs, I guess.
So one of his launches is an uppercut that turns him so his back's to you.
Right.
And then there's like a different combo with a kick and another kick, I think it is.
Right.
To launch you further and keep the chain going.
Okay.
But it's not like part of the same combo, if you know what I mean. So the uppercut is the move. Then there's like a breathing point. Then another little combo. Like section, I guess. Then a break. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way they've broken it up. Yes, sorry, that's the word. So you could end up, if like they block the uppercut just with your back to the enemy, and you're just like,
so even if it gets blocked,
worked.
if it hits or blocks or whiffs, you still turn your back anyway. Damn, that's brutal.
There's probably a way to cancel it, I should say, but I've not found that much out yet. But I have put some time into him. I do enjoy him. He's an interesting character.
Yeah.
And I can understand that people get frustrated with him because he's a bit Victor-ish in that he teleports.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I can't stand fighting him.
And I'm just trying to think, when I played him in Tekken 5 when he was first in there.
Right. Was Tekken 5 the first one that he was in, was it?
Yes. Okay. So he came in after 4, I remember it.
Right.
because that's the same one that Feng came in as well.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was
my boy.
Your boy, yeah. I think Asuka, Feng, and Raven. There was probably another couple, but they're the ones I remember from that Tekken. Yeah. I just remember the intro with those three characters.
Right.
But anyway, sidetracked. He is an interesting character. Would
you play him again if it wasn't for this random thing, or are you just going to drop him now? You're not interested?
He's like, I don't know.
You don't know?
I enjoy playing as him, but when you lose to something like, because you keep turning your back to an enemy,
it feels like maybe you need more time with him. That's what you're saying.
He probably needs a bit more time than other characters.
In the lab,
yeah. It's a bit like Xiao Yu. You need to put a lot of time in there.
Yeah,
just to
such a specialised character. Xiao Yu is.
So he is fun though. Got some cool moves. I like the look of some of them. My one move, I think you might have seen it, is the grab, where he like kicks you, catches you on his foot, and then like jumps and kicks you again. And I'm just like,
that one's been spammed at me many a time.
If only that was real. But yeah, he's not the worst character. And I know there was some some nerve going into him, because I know you don't like him.
I hate fighting him. He has that essential like just dodge where he becomes a ghost and then he comes flying in with a punch from behind. Well, I can't stand it.
One of his counters is he takes a hit and he'll teleport to the corner of the camera and fall down.
Damn.
Which puts space between you and your opponent again.
Yeah.
Which
he's also one of the characters that you barely ever see too. So it's hard to like fight against him, because I don't know what strings he's going to throw out and stuff.
Yeah, which I've learned some of them and I still don't know what's coming out sometimes.
It's very confusing character.
He's not the worst character I've had.
Yeah.
I enjoyed him. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you?
I had Azucena.
You did.
I didn't put that much time into it.
I'm a bit disappointed.
I kind of wish that I have, because I only really picked her up like yesterday or the day before, and as soon as I started playing around with her, I was like, this is a fun character and I want to play her more. She again, she's got some taunts, and I love a taunt.
It's not the taunts, it's the dancing, and like she dances and then she purposely like dodges the attack, and I'm like, really?
It's so good. I've had a lot of fun with it. People really don't know how to deal with that like dodge move that she has, where she just like pokes her head forward to you. It's like no one has a clue what to do.
Because she's got one, and I think I might have seen it, where she dodges highs, like that's a certain move. Then she's got one where she dances and dodges mids.
Same thing. No, low.
That's low, is it?
If you get a mid on her, it'll hit.
She's got a counter low as well, from what I remember.
She's got a lot of things. she's quite movementy, but not in the sense of like huge like side steps or dodges in any way like that. It's like she's just a bit all over the place.
Yeah. She is one of the characters that I'm really looking forward to trying.
She's fun. She's a lot of fun to play. I've been fighting a bit with her, and then I was doing like backflips to taunt them in between, and then I was dancing when they're really far away, and then it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun just dancing about with her essentially.
So you've enjoyed her then?
I've enjoyed her, and I kind of want to play her more. So I might take her into the next week.
Well, you know the rule. You get a new random. You're going to be behind on your random because of this, because of the thing you did with Feng. So
Yeah. Oh, talking of Feng, I fucking did it, didn't I?
You did. The question is whether you did it in time.
Absolutely, I did it in time. The original thing was that I was going to do it by next podcast. We record the podcast on a Wednesday evening.
Mm-hmm.
I got the blue rank Wednesday afternoon.
Just in time.
So 100% made it. Screenshotted it, took the picture, sent it to you for proof.
I've seen it.
You can screenshot the time if you want. I made it.
Have you played him any more since, or have you gone?
No, I went into Azucena then to actually play my character that I should be playing.
Because your icon has changed from Elisa to Feng now.
Yeah, so I am a Feng main now, essentially.
Wow.
Loved Feng. Absolutely loved Feng. I connect with Feng in a big way with his moves.
I like how we were talking about your character as Uthenna, and then we somehow switched, and you're like, Feng is my guy.
Feng is my guy.
I was like, we agreed the random rule, but I'm not going to do it this time because I love Feng so much. You don't betray your boys, do you?
No, exactly.
Bros before.
Exactly. It's nice. It's nice loading up Tekken 8 and having my little blue rank in the top right now.
Is it really?
Yeah, I feel empowered.
So it's weird you should say that, because you've obviously sent me the picture, and I thought he's only put so many, like, compared to what you put in other characters, you've put not as much
exactly
time in this time.
That's what's interesting to me.
I picked up Lars again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said that you were going to try and get him to blue rank.
So he is.
Where did you get?
Well, I only played him a little bit. I only picked him up once since it's now Flame Ruler. I moved him up one, so I'm halfway through that.
Congratulations.
So I reckon I could push him. I've started to learn his actual combos now as well.
Yeah.
So that's really come in handy.
Yeah, you definitely need a hell of a lot more time with these characters to learn them properly.
Yeah. The thing I like about Lars, and I'm doing it now, going on to a different character.
My boy Lars.
My boy.
Forget the random. Get out of here.
He's my homie. You look out for your homies, don't you? Is that I've gotten used to him doing like his slides, his like dynamic entry stance.
Yeah.
And the amount of times now I've caught someone out just from like looking like I'm going to attack, dashing, and then doing something quickly after it. Is really good for some reason.
Yeah, it's hard to see what he's doing. He's really fast moving.
Yeah, really enjoyed him, and you know what? I can't believe I'm going to say, but Lars is probably my main.
Well, he is your main. He's your highest rank. So.
But like, I put time to Leo as well, and I think Leo could easily be my main, but Lars, I just feel connection. I can't say that with a straight face. I feel like I enjoy playing him. Leo is fun.
Yeah.
But he can be robotic at times.
He's very strict in his movements.
Yeah. But Lars is just like, I could do a somersault and kick you at the same time. And it's just like, yes, I can.
Yeah.
And I sort of think,
I can go low, mid, and high all at once.
I can jump and get you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that catches me quite a lot, that does.
So, one of his combos uses that move. Not the grab, but the kick part of it, yeah. So,
interesting.
It's, learning silent entry, dynamic entry.
Yeah.
I can't think of the other one now. It's probably rear entry.
Do you like the stance type stuff?
I'm not sure I would call his stances.
Yeah, they're a
bit like Jin's.
Yeah,
Jin's like moments.
Short moments or stance that's just a few seconds long.
Yeah. Like King has a similar thing with like muscle armor and things like that.
And like Zafina, where you put her in stance and she'll stay in that stance until you take her out.
Yeah, Xiao Yu's got a couple like that.
Yeah.
I think one of them's
I have seen Lars stay in a stance though. Like if you slide with him and don't do anything, do you stay in that stance?
I've never really
too busy mashing buttons, baby.
Too busy doing a leap kick, then a punch, and then a somersault flying saucer kick. Too busy rocking the world, baby. I love his power attack as well. It's like the lightning thing, and he just puts his hands up like he's Freddie Mercury, and you're just like, yes, Lars, you tell the world who you are.
He's still rocking the porn star Lars.
Porno Lars, yeah.
Nice.
You've got to.
Nice.
It's my favourite costume. It's the most simplistic costume I've got for any of my characters, but it's the moustache. I love it. And the glasses, it all comes together.
Yeah.
He is a beautiful creation. So I reckon I get him to blue rank.
A flame ruler boy now though. Do I get to battle ruler and then your blue ranks?
Yeah. I'm quite confident with Lars now.
Yeah. My attempt of Feng to get up to blue ranks, I think I've said this previously, but I got him up to flame ruler, dropped all the way down into the red ranks, brought him all the way back up to Flame Ruler, dropped again down to Mighty Ruler, and then it came back up into the blue. It was a struggle.
I think it depends on who you pull, because I think when Tekken 8 first came out, you had all the new players and people who hadn't played Tekken before.
Yeah.
That you had like a diverse pool of experience.
True. I guess like a lot of people that are playing now have just put in a lot of hours into this game now.
I see, like, I'm starting a new character. Their Tekken prowess is like 150 to 180, so they've got a couple characters in either red or purple.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing with certain people.
Yeah.
So it's harder to get up.
Tekken prowess is at 200,000 now. It went up massively when I went into that blue rank. It did. Yeah.
I would be ashamed, but it's not the highest I've seen.
Oh no, they go way higher.
I thought that guy who had like 330,000 or something like that.
That's impressive.
And so I looked at his main. I can't think of who it was, but I was playing with Rayner.
Yeah.
And he purposely went as Rayner. So it was on like the arcade machines in
Oh yeah.
Oh, what do they call it? It's like the hub essentially.
I can't remember what it's called. I never use it. I cannot use it with my controller. I can't turn the camera.
I like the feature. It's a really good thing and making it feeling a bit more inclusive. And you can see who you can play against and things like that. It is fun.
Make friends a bit better, I think, too.
Yeah, definitely increase your you're right. Make friends. Like you say, online friends. People these days make friends that way.
100%.
It's definitely a bit of fun. But yeah, it was on the practice ones. He came on and I was playing Rayner and he played Rayner and he just dominated me every time. It was painful, but I did learn quite a few bits from him, like what to do and dodge just by playing him. And then I obviously he was I'm not sure what he was, Tekken Supreme God or whatever it is,
Tekken God Supreme,
something like that. That's what his rank was, and I added him and I can't believe he added me back. I was a bit shocked that he did that. And his main was, I think it was Azuthena. I was like, so he's not even playing me with his main. He's playing me with a secondary character.
Wow.
And still kicking my ass, essentially.
I wonder if he was new to Tekken for Tekken 8 or if he'd played for years.
Maybe. It's so different, Tekken 8 from 7, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very different.
It's, different game.
Cool.
But that being said, different game, same tournament. World Tour happened, didn't it?
World Tour did happen. We got together. We got 2 bottles of wine. Started drinking.
You make it sound so weak. 20 bottles of wine.
Drinking away as we were watching. It was the first proper tournament I've watched. Like I've seen scenes or like
highlights and
fights and stuff from previous tournaments, but this is the first one that we watched live almost. It started at 1:30 in the morning for us. So I think we got to about 4:30, 5 a.m. and then we had to call it quits.
It flew by.
It did. It was exciting, right? It was damn exciting.
We definitely picked up favourites. Like I knew who I was supporting. So far in, and I think you picked up a couple of people you like, and we both on it. And I know it's going to sound bad. We were both like watching the number one. I never say it. Arslan Ash. I never say his name right. Yeah.
I will say we're not going to spoil this tournament just in case. Feel free to watch it. It's very good.
Well, watching him, and it's almost like a bit like underdoggy. Like you kind of support people who are up and coming still. So it was really fun to watch the different play styles and the different characters that we used. It
was insane seeing such high level play too. Like the insane reaction speeds that these guys have is just crazy. Like I don't understand. Like I can barely get a sidestep out.
You were getting about like nothing.
And they just they're sidestepping constantly. Every single string that's coming at them, they're sidestepping it. They sidestep and duck and sidestep and fucking grabbing and licking the asshole of the other enemy. It's some crazy stuff.
We were speaking about taunts, weren't we?
Yeah.
Well, not like taunts, but things like, because there was that guy who did the Yoshimitsu thing. I think this was before the finals.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. That was brutal. So yeah, they essentially set up the brackets so that even if you were not going to make it into the tournament, you would still fight.
Yeah.
And essentially it came down to a guy that was already out, so it didn't matter if he won or lost, against the guy that needed the win to get in.
Yeah.
And then it was a fight and a half. You should definitely watch it. It was good.
Yeah, but it's the way it ended. That we'll leave it
the
there.
Way it ended was just brutal.
It was an iconic ending, to say the least.
Definitely.
But, something that I'm still reeling from, I guess, is that I thought everyone would be using proper fighting stick controllers.
Oh no, yeah, it was surprising. It was surprising to see the PlayStation controllers in it.
It wasn't just the PlayStation controllers; it was the PS4 controllers.
And that's true. Yeah,
a big appearance.
Yeah, there. PS4 controllers, PS5 controllers. It's really shocking because the D-pad on the PlayStation controller is so bad. I don't understand how people can pull off fights.
We should elaborate a bit more on that. The D-pad on the PS5 controller is quite bad.
and 4. 4 isn't as bad though. We did have a feel when we were watching.
Rigid, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's the button material as well. I think they're plastic on the PS4. And then not they're a different
surely
type.
Plastic. They're a harder plastic.
It's a different. It's not the same. It's spongier.
It's a different texture too.
Yeah, it's a spongier feel.
Yeah.
On the PS5.
But they're awful D-pad. Absolutely awful D-pad.
So awful. The best we're using them.
It was interesting seeing a lot of the pads. The golden stick one. I can't remember the brand of it. But it's just like this golden slab with like gold buttons and stuff.
The Obsidian something. Obsidian 2, I think it was. It looked like it was worth more than the house I live in, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But my favourite one was the commentator who was like, "Yeah, I've just been to the Tekken store that they've got going on."
Yeah.
Comes back with a customised like King D fighting stick controller, just picks that up randomly. He's like, "It's my new baby," sort of thing. And I'm like, I want that.
Yeah, the commentators were awesome too. Like they really know their stuff. Like whenever they got hit with a certain move or whatever, they would literally call out the inputs and. It was pretty impressive.
They were quite hyped.
They were so hyped, especially Tasty Steve. I've got
Tasty Steve. I'm now a fan of Tasty Steve.
100% a fan of Tasty Steve, and was it Margin Obama?
Margin Obama, and I can't think of the guy's name. What did I say? Mark. There's Mark Man. Mark
Julio.
But and I'm not sure who said this, but one of my favourite lines from all the commentating, and it's not specifically on relation to a fight. I think one of the fights went down to the wire and he just went, guys, it's best of one. And I'm like, it's best of one, which means winner takes all at this point. It was just like, I have never thought of describing a fight as best of one.
Comes down to the last round, best of one now, guys. It was good. Like it was so hype watching it live.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I would love to go in person to one of these tournaments.
We will one day. I'm telling you.
100% we need to go to one.
The Chipotle advertisement was a bit strange. I thought in place.
It was a bit of an odd advertisement, but it is what it is.
The one guy was like, "Get the guacamole, get this and that," and I was just like, "Oh, he's loving it. He's like, he knows what he wants from Chipotle.
Get the lemonade."
That was it. Yeah. You want the guac? You want the lemonade? And I was just a bit like, is lemonade actually like a thing for them? So I've never been to a Chipotle. So
like a special lemonade that they got. Let us know.
Definitely.
But yeah, it was great. It was great watching it. Like I said, we got to like 4:30, 5. And then we had to call it, and then we finished it off, and the next day.
Yeah, it was I think it was still like 2 hours to watch, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was something. It was a lot. It was a lot. Yeah, the main final of the top 8 started at 5:30 in the morning for us. So I think it would have went on until about 8 a.m.
You mean, the worst bit is, we stayed up for the round of 8, or no, 16. Watched all of them, and then sort of went, all right, let's get some sleep in.
Yeah.
The final 8 was starting pretty much when we decided to get some sleep.
Yeah.
We could have powered through. But
we could. Okay. I could have powered through.
Yeah.
You were definitely dying on the sofa.
I was like, I think the thing is, I did not get much sleep leading up to it. So the night before, I slept all right, but I sort of think I should have got a nap in, knowing that I was planning to do some sort of all-nighter.
I know, it was a long night. It was definitely a long night.
And the wine didn't help. I think because we'd started drinking it before the actual tournament started.
Yeah, definitely.
When we were getting our own rounds of Tekken.
You got to push him rounds in a Tekken while you're waiting.
Oh, of course. Well, I'm telling you now, the wine and Tekken really took it out of me.
You didn't watch it. I showed you some highlights of it, but the last chance qualifier the day before was really fun to watch as well. Just having like the top people in against like random people was like so entertaining to watch. You saw a lot more characters too from the roster, because I feel like when they got to the top 8 or top 16, you definitely seeing your Dragonovs.
Yes, yeah.
You're definitely seeing your Jins up there as well, and it was nice to see the other characters in the roster fighting at a high level.
So something else what I thought was nice during the finals, that they were a couple character switches, weren't there, in the matches?
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm very used from what I've watched now, so this isn't like an expert opinion, but they usually stick to their guns with their character. And it was just refreshing to see some of the players go, okay, I've done this with this character. They may be like picking up on it, so they'll switch their character and switch up their tactics.
Crazy just, like, strategy changes and stuff mid-game.
It was really good.
Yeah.
Kept it all more entertaining as well.
Just impressive all around, all of the players, all of the broadcast stuff, just absolutely awesome to watch.
Yeah.
Very much. Fun. Yeah, we're 100% going to be looking forward to the next year's one that they've announced now. Going to keep more of an eye on it throughout the year to see who's going to keep up there. We know who is in the top 8 now. It'll be interesting to see those in other tournaments.
Oh yeah,
and see if they come into the next tournament next year.
I think as well it'd be fun to get into some more of the smaller tournaments.
Yeah, true.
So
true.
There must be European qualifiers, maybe even UK qualifiers.
I mean, there was the Evo that you participated in.
You mean the one?
The one we've already talked about, but you got a little fucked over on it.
That is not fair. I got massively fucked over on it. I just don't understand. So
Why didn't you let them know that there was an issue before it started?
Because I didn't know it was an issue. I can't see into the future. I don't understand what went wrong there.
Yeah, I don't know.
The way they set it up was very strange, I thought.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a bit confusing, but I've never been in that sort of esports area. I don't know what the standard is. I don't know how they usually do things, or whether or not they do it differently here.
Will I ever get a chance to do it? And I know they're doing something now at the moment.
Are they?
Yeah, because I think it's the PlayStation anniversary. I'm not sure if that's tied to anything. I should really look into it.
It's the PlayStation anniversary, is it?
Yeah, it's been out 30 years.
30 years? Is the Tekken 30-year thing this year?
Yes, so presumably around the same time.
Wow.
Because there's a new feature on the PS5. Obviously, if you own one, you'll have probably seen it. Where they've done like a temporary special customization that you can base your load-up screen on either the PS1, PS2, or 3 or 4. All of them.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah. So I think I've seen something on like PlayStations, so I think I followed them on Instagram or something like that, and it's like, it's for all generations. There's like pictures of people opening them, like the PS1, PS2, like all the way up to the present day.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you changed your intro to the PS1 intro then?
No, mine's the PS2.
Oh, really? So nice.
Yeah,
I probably would have changed it to PS1.
PS1 is iconic, and I had a PS1, but most of my memories are definitely PS2.
Yeah, you put a lot more hours into the PS2 than PS1.
Me?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, probably same.
I think the problem with the PS1 is that it came out when I was a year old. I think it came out in 94. It must have been 30 years ago. Yeah. So I was like that young. Of course I wasn't playing it.
Yeah.
And I think we had a chat about this before.
Yeah, we did. It was off the podcast though, right?
Yes, it was, sorry. So yeah, we were just saying that obviously when we were kids growing up, I had a Mega Drive. That was the first one I had.
Yeah.
But that must have been out so long, and I just remember then when I was like 4 or 5 getting a PlayStation. But that means it must have been out for so long already, and I just never noticed.
Yeah.
And then
just wouldn't have known, really.
Too young.
Yeah.
So I
not exactly waiting on the shop fronts or reading the news about when the next console's coming out when you were like 8 months.
You say that. I think I picked up Final Fantasy 7 when I was like 8 or 7.
Really?
Really young, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So. But then,
I can't remember what my first game that I was excited for release was.
I think I know mine.
Yeah?
I'm thinking my earliest one, the very first one that I can remember, was either Crash Bandicoot Warped or Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh,
and
really?
There's a reason for that.
I was going to say Crash Bandicoot Warped was probably mine.
Or Spyro the Dragon would have been another one.
Oh, that would have been.
But that would have been around the same time as Warped, I believe.
Yeah, probably.
And the only reason for Final Fantasy VIII is because I had got 7 recently, and then I think when you start getting into games, you start looking into the magazines and things that were on the shelves, and that was on them, and I was like, I really would like that. And that's that probably one of those two.
Yeah, I'm probably similar. I can't remember anything outside of that I would have been excited for.
And then after that, probably Final Fantasy X.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Again, one of those games where it's like, I think the PS2 was coming out. I knew about it.
Yeah.
Like, you're a bit... I was thinking it must have been like 9, 8.
Final Fantasy X is when I started getting into Final Fantasy.
Yeah,
10 was the first one I played. and then I went back to play the others.
It's definitely one of the iconic ones.
Yeah, huge game. I love that game.
One of my favourite, two of my favourite theme, like background music songs come from that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the classic one is the opening to Xanarkand, like the piano. It's like really sad and.
Oh
like, the intro is like they're sat in the around the campfire.
I love the electric guitar.
I like 3. I forgot that one. Yeah, that was sick. I love that you're just playing it and it's really sad, and then it loads up and you're like, oh hell yeah, I'm a famous sports star.
Yeah, exactly. Damn straight I can play this game.
And then you play the actual game in the game.
Desperately trying to learn the rules of the game.
But no, it's Oren's theme. Do you remember that one? It's like the piano. It's like it's just so. It's got like
I'll have to listen to
an aura to it. Yeah. I'd say that theme. Yeah.
Going back to the Blitzball game, isn't it wild that they put Blitzball in that game and literally you only do it like once?
Yeah, it is wild.
It's such a huge like concept that they just chuck in as a little side thing that you just do once and then move on.
I really liked it though.
It's awesome, but it's like I don't see that happening these days.
Mini games, I think, are
like,
a sort of thing of the.
Mini games are a bit of the past, but it wasn't even like a mini game though. It was a full-on game. Like you had to play it properly. You had to play the tutorial, and the tutorial easily took you to like 2 hours of gameplay.
They could easily make it a full game.
Yeah,
like, if they proper put all the effort into like the tackles and the rules and different shots.
Yeah, definitely. It's a crazy game.
It's still very much like a role-playing game. Sorry, like a turn-based sport.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
You'd run past, you'd swim close to someone, and then it'd engage like a combat scenario. But if they made it more like FIFA or like NFL, not Madden, if they made it more like active in the moment,
right,
that would be a more interesting game. I'd definitely play it.
And imagine if you could actually go like
depth
like
as well.
Depth and stuff on it as well would be crazy.
So
cool game
concept, really enjoyed it. But yeah, going back to what you were saying, just remember the PS2 coming out, and I remember that the cover art, and it's cover art's Final Fantasy is something I really liked up until they started adding random characters on the front of them. Was just the white background.
So the European classic ones,
the European covers, so the American covers actually had characters on them, but the European ones, and I don't know about the Asian ones or the Japanese ones.
I think the Japanese ones are very similar to what we get.
They're just plain white with like Final Fantasy, the Roman numeral.
I didn't even like take that in, but you're right. All the new ones have got all the characters and stuff on the front as well, haven't they? It's just like 12
was, and correct me if I'm wrong, the last one to do like just a white cover with the logo. White cover with the title, and then like some character or some
13,
design.
Not?
13 had lightning on the front.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? I guess it makes sense why they moved to something else, but I guess it could have been like a brand staple.
15 just had like the
full cast on it, essentially.
Yeah. The only people you'll need to worry about in the game.
Yeah.
And 16, I don't even know off the top of my head. I've got it, but I can't think what's on the front cover. But what they did with Remake and Rebirth, which I do and I have appreciated, is that they've taken the art concept of that and put it on the reverse sleeve.
Oh, yeah, the invert. Yeah.
So, but they've done it with a black background as opposed to a white one, which is interesting. But that's an art style I really liked. I think it's minimalistic.
And looked sick.
Yeah, just like
you could instantly tell it was a Final Fantasy just by looking at the logo.
I think that's what makes it more alluring, almost.
Yeah.
But
that was cool.
Not a thing anymore.
That is sad.
Well, that being said, I'm going to check after this podcast about 16 and whether the inside is inverted.
Yeah.
Because I know what the logo is, the character design of the title. It's the Phoenix and Ifrit. Right. Like looking at each other, but I don't know.
Really, I can't remember
what other characters are there. But anyway, that style isn't really used anymore. I can't think of many games that do that.
No, I guess it's a bit annoying because it stands out by being plain.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's just in the like group of all other games of just like this mess of the game on the front.
Yeah.
I guess it if you're already looking at it, if it gives you a bit more detail about what the game is and what it's like, I guess it makes sense. But I don't know.
Sometimes, and I appreciate what you're saying, it looks more interesting maybe when there's artwork on it. But sometimes when there's just the blank page and there's just the title, you're sort of like, well, what's that all about?
What's that all about? And you flip it over and read through the back.
And then like you start reading it, and that's how some people get hooked on it. So
yeah, true.
There is like a method to that madness, I guess.
Definitely not involved in any marketing though, so I can't say anything really.
I think there's a method to the madness. It could just be madness though.
Yeah, it could just be pure speculation.
Although they did it for so many years, so...
They did. But I guess that goes back to like games growing in terms of sales and how popular they are. Like maybe not as much time would have been dedicated to making the front covers of games. They would have been just dedicated on making the game themselves, because back in the day, like teams were just like 5 people.
Maybe it's. I wish I knew the answer really.
Yeah.
Because it'd be interesting to see what their thoughts are, and I was just wondering if the Tales games did the same thing. So you got Tales of Tales of Arise.
I've not played any of them, but
Tales of Arise is actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. Yeah, really enjoyed it. But judging from it's not the same.
No.
No, but I was wondering if they did, because they're in a similar category. They're JRPGs.
Yeah. But if all JRPGs did the same thing on the cover, then it would make it unique.
I'm not saying all of them did, but I was confident for some reason that one of the Tales ones was, but I can't see it. But no, yeah, iconic cover artwork.
Fair enough.
It's disappeared.
Have you played anything else this week?
Tekken Focus this week.
Tekken Focus, a lot of Tekken. Did you play any more of your Octopath? Yeah.
Have you
dropped it now?
I'm stuck.
You're stuck?
Yeah, I'm not stuck.
Too hard, or?
Yeah, so I'm just getting to the grinding stage.
Yeah.
Were you going to make a comment then?
No, you looked at me really confused, but I was about to sneeze, but it's gone now.
Oh, right. I thought you were going to go, high and mighty, here I come.
No.
I'm just hitting a bit of a wall with it. And
a wall as in like you're too bored to continue it? Or a wall as in you might have to just go back and level up a load because it's too difficult?
Yeah, it's the grinding thing.
Yeah.
And it's not always the most fun. Like, grinding can be fun.
It's what puts me off a lot of JRPGs. When it comes to the whole grinding, it's just like, why am I just doing this repetitive thing for hours upon hours just to move on?
Yeah. So it's getting to that stage, and I think I've done almost all the stories bar one.
Yeah.
And they're all like, once you get to a certain level in their story, it's like you need to be this recommended level.
Right.
And I'm not at that recommended level. I'm like, so to get
it's nice that they actually tell you the recommended level. There's a lot of games that don't do that, and then you go into it and you're like, this is way too hard, and you have no idea if it's just you being shit at the game or...
Yeah. You can back out of all of them though, I'm pretty sure.
Can you?
So you can just literally go to the world map and change your location.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's something
like literally mid-story.
Even if, like, so a thing with some games I play is you go into a dungeon, you can't fast travel while you're in there.
Yeah.
But you can in this one.
Oh, okay.
So you can easily get out of that scenario, go elsewhere and come back.
And then you'd have to start that dungeon again, or?
You'd have to walk through that dungeon again, yeah.
Okay.
But it gives you an indication. You go, no, I'm not ready for this area. I can go away and come back.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But... yeah, I've just done sort of most of the story, and I'm at that level, and I was like, okay, I just need to do a bit of grinding.
Yeah.
And
then at that point, I'll put it down and I'll never play it again.
There are other parts of the game to do, like there are secrets that you can go and try and find, but again, it's just sort of like, do you want to put the hours just randomly searching these areas to find these secrets?
Yeah.
I'm just not in that mood for it. Weirdly,
too much Tekken, baby.
Too much Tekken. Yeah. I mean, it's not like Elden Ring does a similar thing. It's like you've got all this content, go and find it.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing that, but I'm not sure if it's because it's 2D pixel art, and the random encounters are constantly happening. I get a bit tired. I'm tired of looking. I'm tired of just fighting random enemies.
Is it completely random, or is it like you're in the area, you would get the similar enemies of that area, or?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, sorry.
So, like, if you were walking along the plains of the right side of the map, I have no idea, just making it up, but if you were in the one area, would you only see enemies of that area, or would you get it from all over the world?
Oh, no, you get different enemies for different areas.
Yeah, so if you were in one location, would you see just, like, one enemy constantly, or would you see, like, 8 enemies constantly? Like, what's the range of characters or enemies that you're seeing?
I'd say it's quite varied. So something I should probably say is that weirdly each like part of the map. So you could start off in I think one of the towns is called New Delster.
Right.
Start off there and you go right to get out of it, and you're on like a highway, and that's sort of like a bit more like the open world.
Right.
It'll go, well, this area is super for level 11s.
Oh, okay.
And then you can do 2 screens in that, and then it'll go, well, this area coming up is actually for level 30s and 40s.
Right.
So the enemies will change depending on where you are.
Okay.
As for the like variety, I'd say there is variety because of the way they've structured it. You can get,
but by the sounds of that, though, by the sounds of that, if you're stuck at something that's level 20, for example, would you have to go into a zone that's level 20, and then you'd see the same enemy over and over again?
No.
In order to level up, or because that would kill me. Essentially, just going into the same fight over and over again.
It's different enemies, but it's very much like no, they've been doing this in pixel art for a long time. I know they have.
Yeah.
Say you get a goblin, that's level 1, right? That's the weakest one.
And you get a level 10 goblin that's red.
Yeah, he's got a sword. Yeah,
right.
And you're just like, right. So it's a bit different, but it's the same.
Yeah.
Maybe not the same animation or the same image. I can't think of the term. Sprites.
Yeah. But
it's definitely a very similar one, and then like you get to level 30 and you may as well have 2 miniguns strapped to his arm, something stupid like that. So it's like, you know, you get really simple looking enemies low level, and the more you go up you get more complex
level
enemies.
50 goblin with tactical nukes on his back.
It's just a red button, he's just like that holding it.
So 3 bodyguards in front of him.
So the volume of enemies can go up as well. So I think the higher areas you are, the more that'll be on the screen.
Fair enough.
And there's something that probably might kill you with role-playing games, because I know it certainly does me every now and then, is it shows you the list, the queue of who's next in the battle.
Oh, and you're waiting ages
and
for
you're just like, oh yeah, okay, my character here, there's like 6 turns, and I'm like, sometimes you just want to be a bit more snappy. And sometimes I think it's bullshit. Because like it does it in stages. So it's like, okay, this is the first stage of turns, okay. Then it like gets to the end, and then you can start to see the next stage, like the second turn. And you're just like, hang on a moment, that guy is literally about to go at the end, and he's going to go straight away again at the start of it.
Oh, because he got like stamina or
something's in play, and I'm just like, okay, the amount of times that the bosses charge attacks, and this is sometimes what really irritates me with this game. So it'll be like, okay, counting down from 3 to make this attack. So you'll do it, 3, next turn 2. Sometimes it'll go
because it comes in front of you.
It'll be 1 on the last turn of that section. Then it'll go again at the start of the section. You're like, 0, and then it does the attack.
That's fucked up.
So you're just like, whatever attacks I have taken prior to that, I'm not going to be able to sort of like recover from.
So like they're giving you a mechanic for you to prepare for a big attack, but then removing that mechanic because they're attacking early.
But then it does happen the other way around as well sometimes. Where your character will go from the end to the start, but then you sort of think
you have to take in all of the information about what's going on.
And they did it in I know they did it in the Final Fantasy games in 10. You could see the order that people were going to go in.
Yeah, the interesting thing that 10 did was you could switch out characters without taking a move. So like depending on what's going on, you could literally just switch out to another character that would do way more damage or have more mana or whatever. It's cool.
You just made me think of a funny thing about 10.
What?
Was that we were talking about the cheat discs, weren't we? This week. I used to have one where you get like the sphere grid and you do stupid amount of damage and things like that. In the intro on one of the islands, it'd be like you'd have like your first sword and you'd be fighting like a blob, and you'd be with the guy who throws the ball, the blitz ball. And he'd be like, try taking a swing at that guy. And obviously, normally it'd go, you've not got the stuff right, you need to get the mage in. But if you had like full attack, you'd kill it and it'd die, from what I remember. And then he'd go, you're not cut out for this. And I was just like, it's dead.
there was no account for that you're actually killing it. That's brilliant.
And I just remember like there were every now and then it'd be odd scenes like that, and I thought, that is quite funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a glitch on my game though, but happened to me.
That's interesting.
Because obviously the way it would play out isn't quite the same.
Yeah. Nice.
But little fun nugget for you.
A little fun nugget.
But so that's been me. What about you? What have you attempted in the world of gaming?
I've played Tekken, obviously, with some Asasana. I have played Jasont.
Oh, I've heard of it.
Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
It's a little. It's made by the people that made. What's it called? Strange. I can't remember. Don't Nod. The devs. Don't Nod.
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they made. I can't remember what it's called. Strange something.
But you have just reminded me of a game that we played on the weekend, which I thought was really fun.
Oh, right, okay.
Which was the and I can't remember what it was called, the arcade style game. It was like
E14.
Yeah, they made. It's like they've made or.
They've
taken what
they've developed an imaginary console, and then they developed 50 games for that console, and you get to like dust off the cartridge, and you get to play them and restart the console and stuff in the menu, and it's really cool. It's a really cool game, awesome concept. I would love to see more like that. But you're essentially buying one game, and there's 50 games in it. Some of them are multiplayer, some of them are co-op, like some are single player. They've all got their own stories, all like different mechanics and everything. Is a brilliant game. The
dodgeball game, and there was a platformer. Can't remember what they were called, but the dodgeball one was fun. Although it was like beanbags, wasn't it?
It was beanbags,
but it was dodgeball.
The one I think I had most fun with, but it was also really bullshitty, was the flying UFO racing one.
Oh yeah.
It's just like
it was Copter, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was basically Copter. So you had to, or Flappy Bird. You had to hold the button in order to go up and release it to go down. And then there was just you're seeing it from a side view, and it was like gravity based, and you have to go around in like a figure 8 or just do a loop or whatever. And then there would be AI people against you as well, and the AI would fuck you over massively.
So a concept as well that they did is that you could blow up, couldn't you?
Yeah, you had 3 lives essentially. So if you hit the wall or you got hit by an enemy 3 times, then you'd restart that lap.
Yes, but then you could get to the very end of the lap, blow up, and then have to do the entire lap again. That was
pretty brutal.
And then, to be honest, I thought it was going to be quite boring, because if you got ahead of everyone, you're usually quite safe until and then you'd finish the race in first place. But then they did what I thought was clever, was that they did like the figure of 8 thing, where you'd collide with everyone who's like in a different place.
It was a great game. Great game.
Really reset the sort of positions of everyone.
So we were playing through that whilst we were waiting for the Tekken tournament to come.
That was quite fun. I enjoyed that.
It was a good game.
The platformer one as well, where you had to hold like an icon button to go right and a D-pad to go left.
That was so difficult to get my head around.
It was painful.
Yeah, it was like you had to press A, B, X or Y to go right, and then use the D-pad to go left, and then you could slam by pressing both of them at once. So press like A and a D-pad button at once to slam down. Oh, dude, trying to get my head around that was really confusing, but it was great.
It was great. You need to play it to understand
it, I guess. But it was good fun. Really simple platformer, but the mechanics being so different, or the input method being so different to what you're used to, made it a lot of fun.
They've already figured out what we were though. I think we were like vegetables for some reason.
I have no idea. Wasn't it like a cat or something? Like it was supposed, one of the name of the game, cat. Mooncat. That was it. But I don't know.
We weren't actually cats though. In fact, I don't think there were any cats.
I don't know. We finished it though.
We did. We did finish it. We got an egg.
We got an egg that hatched nothing.
Yeah. It was just like there's all slime inside.
Yeah.
And then the game ended.
That was it.
And I was like, was that it?
One of 3 eggs we have now.
Yeah. So I presume you have to do the game again.
I'm gonna assume so. But cool game. Check it out. UFO 50. Pretty decent. But what was I saying? I played Jasont.
Yes,
I played. It's a little indie type game, 3D, and it's all about rock climbing. It's really cool.
So I feel like how old is this game?
It's fairly new. It came out this year, I think, or last year. But you gotta like climb, and you gotta. It's like your left trigger is your left hand, your right trigger is your right hand, and you move it with the left stick. So you gotta like reach out and grab individual rocks and stuff to climb, and you gotta choose when to clip in and things with the rope, and then you can jump from the wall and swing and things like that. Like the mechanics of it are awesome. Really enjoyed playing it.
I've just googled it to sort of see if I remembered it. I have seen pictures of it.
Yeah.
And I just remember the guy's eyes are very weird.
Yeah. You got a little like bubble thing creature on your backpack.
Yeah. So I have seen it. You are right.
A cool game. I've been enjoying it. I put a few hours into it. It gets quite difficult, but also like really calming and relaxing as you're just climbing up this wall, and because you can essentially just climb anything really. So and then you can just like put your rope in, and then you can like jump away from the wall and swing and like.
Sounds a bit like a slice of life game almost.
It's a little bit with like a weird sort of story thing going on. I don't know the gist of it massively at the minute, but it's like all of the water is gone from the world for whatever reason, and it feels like everyone went out to search for where the water was. And for whatever reason, you've come back to this like cliff world type thing, and you're finding out about the people that used to live there and how they lived and things like that. It's pretty cool. It's really fun. I'm enjoying it. Definitely going to put some more hours into it. Other than that, I played a bit more Stalker 2. You
mean the Fallout game?
Why are you like this? They released a 100 gigabyte update for it.
Bloody hell.
Which is insane, right? I was like, I'm going to play some Stalker 2. And then it was like, it needs to update. 100 gigabytes needs to be downloaded. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not playing Stalker 2 right now then. But yeah, that's also a fun game. They're fixing it slowly, I guess. There's a lot of bugs with it that they're fixing.
As with all new releases
these days. As with all, yeah, I guess.
But,
so that's fun. But yeah, so they're the games that I've played.
A game we need to try out.
Yeah?
Farming Simulator 25.
Well, we've somewhat tried it out already.
We tried the old one.
Was it not 25 that we played? Was it 24
no, it was 20,
that we played?
22, I think we
22?
played.
22?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
So, yeah, we need to get into the new one. I say the new one.
I don't think we need to.
It was 22 that we played.
Was it?
And obviously 25 has only recently been released.
Right.
But we did have some fun.
It was kind of fun. It was definitely like you're just doing a job, but that I find solace and entertainment in that, I guess.
Well.
What?
You say like you're just doing a job, but the moment we got the tractor that was doing the combine harvesting to pour the grain into the tractor pulling the trailer was like one of those sweet life moments, and it was just like Zen has been achieved. I remember we were just like, we're actually
getting absolutely hyped about farming.
We were basically doing like Jeremy Clarkson did a similar thing on his real farm. We were doing it online, and it was still the same effect. It felt like.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But I'd like to say they put in some weather elements and things like that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to slightly change the subject because it is somewhat linked. We played that because of crossplay.
We did, yes.
We did. Guess what has been updated to include crossplay?
Oh, I don't know, but you've got me excited.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Has it really?
It has. They are releasing an update that comes with crossplay, so we might be able to play it.
So that's the end of the podcast. I'll see you guys later.
But that is so good. Like I was excited to tell you, I forgot about it.
So that's going to be us for a while, I think.
Yeah, like dude, like totally up for playing a gameplay through of that.
The chaos and carnage that ensues whenever we do something like this.
Because we somewhat played Divinity, but we could only play it when like you were over my place or whatever that. But
my favourite memory of Divinity, and I don't know why it made me laugh so much, is because you had played it several times and hadn't done this yourself, was that there was a guy in prison and he's like, you've got to get me out, and I just one of us had a teleport scroll or something like that. I said, have you tried teleporting him out? And you just went, I've not actually done that. I don't know what will happen if we do that. We did it. The entire town was like, "You criminal!"
Instantly starting a fight with everyone that was there.
Yeah. But what I loved is that we murdered. Essentially, it was murder.
Yeah.
Everyone in like that one window, and you were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe we survived that." You were half dead. The moment you moved your character, you got into another fight.
The guard came around the corner or something, right?
You just walked into some sort of horrific murder scene with people everywhere.
Blood everywhere, all over the ground.
I don't remember the guy surviving either. So the guy we freed, I think, died in that chaos.
No, he didn't. No,
we survived, did he?
Yeah, that guy survived, but we did kill a main character. One of the characters that you could choose as like one of your sidekicks. We killed.
I know we killed one of the dogs. Like there's a dog.
Yeah.
And then you go into a dungeon. There's a dog looking for its like love interest or whatever.
Oh yeah.
And we accidentally killed it. It's just like, oh, we're really sorry to tell you this.
Yeah, sorry, but it died.
So Baldur's Gate is definitely going to be an interesting.
Yeah, so you should definitely pick it up because we can play through it.
Definitely be picking it up now. Yeah. The moment that update is announced, which I'm sure you're actually going to Google now.
I'm going to Google it now.
I will have the game installed ready. That'll be a hell of a day.
Yeah, 100%.
We need to get some time off work. 3 days straight, baby.
3 days straight of Baldur's Gate.
It must be quite a lengthy game. Divinity was
huge.
Very long.
It's much longer than Divinity.
How many hours have you put into it, do you know?
Like 120 hours or something, I think, and I still have not finished it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, okay. They're saying patch 8 sometime in 2025, so it'll be soon.
That's not far away. 2025
yeah, not too far away, but
that is only next month.
Yeah, but it brings in a few interesting things like photo mode as well. So all the
take a picture of the chaos.
Yeah, all the like mega nerdy people that absolutely are in love with the characters of Baldur's Gate can now take pictures of them.
Oh, there's going to be a lot more on Instagram all of a sudden, isn't there?
yeah, definitely. Oh, speaking of photo mode, Tekken 8 is coming with photo mode now, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, we haven't even discussed the update.
The new season update that's coming.
New moves. They're adding moves
New moves for each of the characters.
Have they done that before?
Kind of announced the new character now.
Yeah.
Haven't fully, but we're pretty confident.
We know who it is.
Yeah. Kind of disappointed, honestly.
Yeah. Unless it's like a red herring and he's like, I'm going to lure them into thinking this is the character and then reveal it's someone else completely. But
yeah, maybe. Or I could also imagine that they release this character as the first character of the next season.
Maybe.
Because they're part of the story. But
it was a spring update, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, they haven't.
So I don't know. But so they're bringing new moves. They're bringing the photo mode, which you can like modify their emotions and faces and thumbs up and stuff. Like the picture of Brian, I thought was hilarious. Where they just be like
with Rainer as well, didn't they? And I was just like some of the smiles, just like that.
Yeah. And Elisa's like rocket hands. They put like thumbs up on them.
And wasn't it pointing like that?
That was it.
Mini pistols or something like that.
Yeah. So that looks fun.
That'll definitely be fun. The artwork as well. They're increasing the fan artwork, which I think is a really like.
Bringing the fan artwork into your character selection screen or the load screen.
So
when
you're going to see a lot more.
That's sick. I love that. I love that.
So I wonder how you go about getting it on there. That would be interesting to
find out.
Presumably you just send it in to Bandai and Namco,
maybe they
see what
check
they have.
through hashtags on social media or something. Maybe
contact them. But I really like the fact that it's more of a way of including the fans.
Yeah.
It's also weirdly a way of increasing content without doing anything.
That's very true.
It's a very smart idea.
They did also say about the season stuff. They're going to be bonus levels or something. I'm not really sure what they mean by that though.
So I want to find out a bit more about that before I really comment on it. But really, really nice to see that they've just increasing the content, and obviously not just the artwork, but the extra moves. Obviously, you got the new characters coming. There'll be new stages
and stuff. Like it's sick.
It's just a nice time to be a Tekken 8 fan.
Yeah, it really is.
The way I said it, I was like, I realised that I'm going to say this, they bring in extra content. It's like, yeah, they said they were going to do that at the start. I don't know why I'm so shocked. But
it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Fun, yeah.
I like it.
The new moves thing as well. Like I said, I don't think they've done that before. At least I don't know they have.
I think they did with Tekken 7. I'm not 100% sure, but they started bringing in new things, I think.
So,
but it keeps all the fights fresh. Yeah. So you'll keep you on your toes with learning new things all the time and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though there's like characters with fucking hundreds of moves already, they're adding more when I can barely remember fucking 5 moves. But
says the Fang main over here, just like one kick twice in a row on all irony fights. When it lands, does the
fucking
chain combo.
Dominated you, didn't I?
Backs up, does the same thing.
Blue rank now, baby.
My hat's off to you, sir. Congratulations. And welcome to the Blue Ranks.
Thank you.
I'm acting like I'm there. I will be there one day.
Yeah, welcome to the Blue Ranks as you're like looking over the hill at them.
Just looking up at them going, welcome.
Welcome. Nice to see you in the Blue Ranks.
Good to see you up there. But you are a blue ranker.
Yeah.
Although I guarantee you, if you picked up Fang again, you'd probably fall back into the purple ranks.
So I got him. Amusing how you should say this. Actually, I didn't mention this earlier. I got him to blue rank, and I was like, I can do better than this. Went straight back into the purple ranks again, but managed to get him back into blue.
I think it's because as soon as you hit the blue rank, you run the risk of fighting people in like the gold rank, don't you?
Well, no, it's 3 up, right?
Oh yeah, of course. It's 4 ranks.
4 of the blue ranks.
So if you've got 1 up in the blue rank, another 1 up, you'd run the risk of them.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah,
I remember loading up Tekken 8 originally, like near the start, and then seeing blue rank people, and I was like, damn, they're good at the game. And now I'm one of them.
Yeah,
I belong.
It's funny you should say that's like a moment of reflection. That when we first got it, we were saying, we're finding it quite difficult to get into the red ranks.
Yeah.
And now you're in the blue ranks, which is, past the red, past the purple.
I am definitely learning and improving.
Yes. Yeah. Telling you, next Tekken World Tour will be there. Not as contenders, but as watchers, observers.
Yeah, it would be sick. Did they announce where it's going to be, or...?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so. Okay. I'm just suggesting that we get tickets already.
I know, yeah. I would definitely be paying attention to it next year anyway.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully do some smaller tournaments and then, see where we go from there.
Definitely. We should wrap this up.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Episode 14, was it better than episode 13? Because episode 13 was meant to be the best episode ever.
Yes, because it was unlucky.
Yeah.
And it's lucky we survived because I liked 14. I think 14 was fun.
Fantastic. Anyway, we need to get on to this week's fight. So...
We'll leave it here.
Catch you soon.
Until next time.
Bye.